Hey there, welcome to TurboMax Auto Parts Shop. How can I help you today?
Hey, I'm driving Honda Civic 2015 and I'm looking for cold air intake kit. What's the price and do you have it in stock?
Let me check the availability and price for the cold air intake kit for your 2015 Honda Civic. Yes, the cold air intake kit is in stock for your 2015 Honda Civic and the price is $249. Would you like to proceed or need help with anything else?
I need help with something else. I have a second car, which is Toyota Camry 2011, and I need sport exhaust system for that car and cold air intake kit.
Thanks for the details. Let me check the availability and prices for both the sport exhaust system and the cold air intake kit for your 2011 Toyota Camry. The cold air intake kit is in stock for your 2011 Toyota Camry, and it costs $259. The sport exhaust system, however, is out of stock right now. Would you like help with anything else?
No, that's all. Bye for now. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, I just show you the quick example of the system, how it works. And here are some of the use cases where that system might be implemented. It might be implemented in law firm, in real estate, in auto repair, auto body, mechanic shop, in e-commerce. And I would like to walk you through real quick through that whole system. RAG means the AI doesn't guess. It first retrieves the right information from your documents and then it answers. So everything comes from your real business data. This is what RAG means. Retrieve, augment, generate. So find useful information, add it to the AI knowledge, and create a better response. And what is a vector store that we are using in this case? Vector store, it's a Supabase. This is a vector store is a database that stores information as in numbers. As you can see, this is a Supabase and you can see the numbers. So this is vector store table called documents, and this is where we can see the embedded information as in numbers. Why does this matter? Normal databases search for exact words, search for exact word matches. Vector stores search by meaning. So if you ask how much to fix brakes, it can find the answer even if your document says something different, brake repair cost, because the meaning is similar. That's why vector store is really helpful when you have a big, huge amount of data for your company, right? And before we send in the information to the vector store, we have to work with that information. We have to embed that information. Embeddings are just your documents, just your document text turned into number, as you can see here. That helps the AI understand meaning and search your documents super fast. So that's why that system, RAG system, RAG agent is important and useful for our case. Let's quickly talk about that agent. So the agent basically have an input of the information which we are getting from n8n Labs. This is our voice AI agent connected with n8n. So we're getting the information from n8n Labs, then the agent thinks about that, process that, memorize that, and then give us an output back to n8n Labs by using webhook. And here agent have a brain, in this case OpenAI, model GPT 4.1, and agent have a Postgres chat memory, that's the best memory, and agent also have of course Supabase vector store. Before you do anything else, you'll have to connect Supabase vector store to n8n. Once you do that, you just choose, so agent will use that node as a tool, and then for the table name choose documents, In my case it's documents. This is our vector table, which holds all the chunks of our information. A limit I left as is, and include metadata. This is what I did. And for embedding, I used OpenAI. This is basically what does it do, right? It's embed our text information. It transform our text information into the numbers right here. So this is what we have in n8n for that agent. Let's come back to n8n Labs. Let's see what we have here. So this is a voice AI agent on the n8n Labs side, and that agent have a system prompt and first message. In our case, first message you probably remember, right? It said here, hey there, welcome to TurboMax Auto Parts Shop. How can I help you? You can put it whatever you want, whatever you need. Might be customizable, easy. But more important part, it's system prompt. Here we are defining our agent identity, personality, what it should do, how it should do that. But you will always have to play with the prompt. You'll always have to refine the prompt, so it will eventually work really well. So what we see here: role, task, objective, rules, what it should do, what it shouldn't do. And I also mentioned that agent have to use the tool help customers check parts availability by collecting their vehicle information and using an n8n agent tool. So once you're done with system prompt and first message, we're gonna create a tool. Here we have only one tool for whole n8n Lab, for whole agent, and we call it an n8n agent. This is a description of the tool, right? Tool will be used to get information from agent. In our case, an n8n agent. And here for method and URL, method you'll have to choose post because we're sending information to n8n, to that RAG agent. And for URL, that URL is located right here in a webhook, our trigger. Right now the system in still in testing mode. It's not in production, it's not active. So whenever you're done with the system, whenever you're fully finished with that, just change that link to production URL. Just change it to production URL and click that URL and paste that production URL into n8n Labs URL. Just don't forget that. And what else I did for that tool is, here's the body parameters. That's the actual information we're going to be sending to an n8n agent. It's a description. This is information we need to get from an n8n agent, and this is the actual parameter agent will see. Query. That's the description, and it should be required. It should be string, and that's all for that tool. Just one tool. We don't need anything else here. I want to show you we also have intake pipeline and renewal information pipeline. So two pipelines, right? Because sometimes the information in the company gets added into the database. So in our case we have that. For example, whenever file we're using Google Drive for the database, as you can see here. This is our folder called RAG, and here are all our database for our company. We have one file, right? TurboMax Auto Parts. So whenever somebody download that file into Google Drive, into that folder, that workflow will watch that that workflow will watch that. As you can see, poll times every minute. It will trigger that workflow. It will watch on changes involved in a specific folder, in our case rug folder, right, as you can see, and watch for file created. So whenever somebody drops a new file, it will be downloaded into our Supabase vector store right here. But if when someone change the document, as you can see right now, our company name is TurboMax, right? TurboMax Auto Parts. Let's renew that document and see how the system will work. For example, let's just remove TurboMax and leave Auto Parts. Right now it's saving, okay? That workflow is responsible for updating. That system is responsible to trigger whenever a document it gets updated, right? It will poll the information every minute. Trigger on changes involving a specific folder. Folder is rug, same folder. Our database, it will drive. Watch for file updated. In our case, we updated the file, Auto Parts. We deleted the whole name. Yeah, let's trigger that workflow, and let's see what we got as an output. Choose row. In operation, what we're doing, we need to delete that information, old information, right? We have that name right here, so we need to delete that information for the same file, which have same ID. And table name is gonna be documents. This is our vector table store in Supabase. And here for filters, in that field, it basically what it says, it's gonna work with metadata, file ID, and here is our file ID, which is dynamic variable. It's gonna be different for each file. Of course, here's our ID. You will need to drag it right here. I'll show you how it looks like in Supabase. Metadata, file ID. Here's our metadata, and it's gonna have same file ID, right? Here we have same file ID for same file. Right here, same file ID, dynamic variable. So right now we're gonna delete all these chunks from the same document with the same metadata file ID. Let's delete that. It's gonna act automatically, of course. Right now I just do it manually because system is still not in production mode. So it deleted 21 items, which all chunks that we had here. Let's refresh. Right now it should be empty. Correct. Right now documents in our vector store is empty. Let's go back to n8n, and right now we're gonna to download that file by ID, by dynamic variable, from our first trigger node. So you'll need to take dynamic variable from first node. In our case, it's file operation download file by ID, and here's our ID again from the trigger node, and you'll need to drag it right here. And for Google Docs, we're gonna put PDF right here, and right now we're gonna download the data, actual data. For that, we're gonna download actual file, that file. Here's the binary file that we got, PDF, executed successfully, and right now we're gonna download it already updated file with Auto Parts, without actual name, into our Supabase. So let's play that. And right now we're downloading all that back into Supabase. Let's refresh that. Same table, documents. Okay, here we got new information, auto parts. This is exactly what we did. So information is up to date now. And n8n right now can fetch the new information, not outdated. So basically, here's how basically that system works. Pretty reliable vector store. Yeah, I hope it was useful. Thank you so much.